What's going on, guys? This is Almost Expert Wrestling. We're coming to you with a very special video. It's that time of the year. It is the Slammy Awards. Coming up next Monday on WWE Monday Night Raw. But for right now, Kyle and I will be going over a selected amount of categories up for awards. And we'll run through who's up for each one. And we'll give our opinions on who or which thing, match, or whatever should be the winner of each category. And I mean, we'll bore you to death too, but stick around. Kyle, are you ready, or are you still like chewing on something?
It's excellent choice. Yeah, absolutely, and Joe's completely right.
Okay.
We've selected 9 awards to do. Figured that would be the best. 9 that we agreed on, 9 that we thought would be appropriate, and they are as followed: Match of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Surprise Return of the Year, OMG Moment of the Year, Extreme Moment of the Year, Rivalry of the Year, John Cena U.S. Open Challenge Match of the Year, This Is Awesome Moment of the Year, and then Superstar of the Year. So 9 categories. There are 5 candidates for each of them. Now, whether you agree on these candidates or not is up to you, but we're basically just going to go by what WWE has put at us. I'm sure that there's many other candidates for these awards. The only award that does not have candidates is Superstar of the Year, or yes, and I've narrowed that down to 4 guys, and I'll talk more about that towards the end of this video. So stick around; that'll be in a little bit. So. Yeah, I say we just get right the hell into it. We're going to kick it off with a bang. Big bang. With Match of the Year. Now, Match of the Year is a big category. It's something, defined by who put together the best match, basically. And there's 5 candidates that WWE put out to us. Now, I was just, while Joe was away, I was just looking at the categories and all earlier, and trying to determine if all these candidates are actually appropriate for these awards. Now, Match of the Year is one that I really do respect. It's 5 very, very good matches, although 1 or 2 of them might have been questionable. Let me go ahead and read them off. The 5 Match of the Year candidates are Seth Rollins versus John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker at Hell in a Cell, Kevin Owens versus John Cena at Elimination Chamber, Alberto Del Rio versus Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler on Raw, and then Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania 31. Now, immediately what popped out to me is you get 5 different matches from 5 different events. You get, Royal Rumble, you get Elimination Chamber, which is really a forgettable pay-per-view, even though it was one of my favorites. You get an episode of Raw, which is great. You get WrestleMania, which you always need one match from WrestleMania, in my opinion. And then you get Hell in a Cell. So, 5 different matches from 5 different pay-per-views. And I don't even think there's a double. John Cena is the only guy on this list that's in multiple matches, and Brock Lesnar, but, and Kevin Owens, never mind about it, no doubles.
Jeez.
So, Joe, you know what? We're going to kick it off with you.
What?
Who is your winner of the Match of the Year?
Well, thanks. Hey, everybody who's listening to this video, wake up. Kyle's done talking. You can now listen to me. No, for my, it's not really a prediction, but my choice, if I were the head of the Slammys, which, I don't know, whatever, shut up. If I were to choose here, the top 2 that I've been really debating between are the triple threat between Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, and the other one is John Cena versus Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. Those 2 I've been really debating between, but as far as matches that I will remember in the long run, and as far as like the choice that I'm gonna pick here is just like it's just barely winning against the other one, and I'm gonna have to choose Kevin Owens versus John Cena Elimination Chamber. Um, I remember before that match happened, earlier this year, that triple threat was so far my favorite of the year. But then Kevin Owens debuted, and everybody was excited about that. And nobody really gave Kevin Owens a chance. I mean, I'm sure some people did, but it was just fantastic, and I will always remember. I mean, the match was just filled with so many. I don't want to say spots, because spots are more like involving weapons of sorts and flips and dives, but this really had so many big moves, and both men looked so strong in the match. And for newbie wrestling fans, that just doesn't mean their muscles. They really did look really good in the match. It was just constant back and forth. Nobody dominated. Thanks for that, Kyle. It was just overall one that I will remember, mostly because Kevin Owens won. And that was just a big moment. Him winning the United States Championship in his first match. I beat John Cena in my debut. I've done more in 3 months here than you have in 3 years, Cesaro.
Wasn't for the belt.
Yes, it was.
Kevin Owens has never been United States champion. Remember, I was the one that said it was for the belt, and you're like, no, it's just a standard match. That was not for the United States Championship. Kevin Owens never won that championship.
Are you sure?
John Cena's a two-time U.S. champion this year. He won it over Rusev at WrestleMania, and then he lost it to Lynn, and then he lost it again to Del Rio. No, that was not for the championship.
Okay, I stand corrected. But either way, Kevin Owens won, and it was a big shock. It was a big shock, and
It was.
It was indeed big debut. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, and you read my mind pretty much, because that was I have right here in my paper my top 2 picks, and Owens Cena and Rollins Cena Brock was my top 2 as well, and really for the same reasons as you. Kevin Owens versus John Cena, what a match! What a match that was. Elimination Chamber. I do remember that pay-per-view very, very well. I don't believe it was the main event.
No.
But I know that it was definitely a big part of the pay-per-view. Kevin Owens' debut in the WWE main roster. Really kind of a guy I brought up that not many, I should say, WWE fans really knew about. A lot of NXT fans knew him, a lot of independent promotion fans knew him, but, a lot of, younger people and did not know him, which I think that this put him on the map. But for a different reason, I'm going to go ahead and make my selection. The Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. Now, everybody knows how this match went. Lesnar went in as champion. And John Cena wasn't exactly a championship contender, even though he was in the match. It's kind of weird. But Cena was basically in this match, I feel like, because they weren't ready to put Rollins in a singles match for the title. Cena was kind of just a filler, because, he had been feuding with Brock, but, of course, I think it was Night of Champions when Rollins interfered, tried to cash in or whatever, that set up this match a couple months later now. This match is a match I feel like possesses 3 different things. First thing is, it kind of moves Cena out of the championship picture and puts him into a feud with Rusev. This was one of Cena's last championship matches, like major championship matches. Of course, he had the feud against Rollins, but don't count that. And then 2, it really put Brock Lesnar on the map as a legitimate champion, and it made his championship reign look really, really good going into the WrestleMania season. And 3, in my opinion, the most was the match that I feel like put Seth Rollins over as a main eventer, and I think that was the match that made him a legitimate main eventer. It was his first championship match. He was one of the first guys to actually get a championship match while holding the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like, what if he would have won? I want to cash in on myself. Yeah, this match showed many things. It showed to me that Seth Rollins is legitimate. It showed that Cena can work in any type of match, and it was actually shown on Raw for free the next episode. If nobody remembers that, it's when the night after the Royal Rumble, Raw was like held on like it was like an earthquake or like a hurricane or tornado or something. They
Snowstorm.
couldn't have Raw, so Raw was in the studio and they showed this match. So but yeah, nonetheless, guys, I mean, I think that this match deserves Match of the Year, and I know it's a very very forgettable match since it was like 11 months ago, but go back and watch it. WWE Network $9.99. So there you have it, man. A couple different picks there to kick it off, and let's just move right into things tonight with the Tag Team of the Year. Now the candidates for this are pretty basic. We have the Usos, Lucha Dragons, Primetime Players, New Day, which is Kofi Kingston and Big E. I don't know if Xavier's included in this.
Freebird rule.
Let's include him, even though it's a trio. And then Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Now, this was a pick. I'll kick this one off. Now, this was a pick that I found very, very easy at first. And then going back to it, I was like, wait. So I remember the Usos held the belts for a little bit this year. Cesaro and Kidd held the belts. And then New Day and really every team on this list held the championships except for Lucha Dragons, so they're ruled out. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to rule them out now. But for this, I really like this category because Tag Team of the Year is always very important. I feel like because Morrison and Miz have won this. I believe Primetime Players have won this before, but I'm not sure. But for this award, I was very, very clear on my winner first, and I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to go with the New Day to win this. Now, I think that this is a lot of people's choice. I think they're going to win the award. And my other pick was Cesaro and Tyson Kidd just due to what they did to the tag team division. I feel like they kind of added a lot of excitement to it, but they were just injured for most of the year. So, I mean, and then, Primetime Players deserve what a great comeback for them as well. And then even the other tag teams in this, Usos, they're one of the most popular tag teams. But again, they were hurt for most of the year. I feel like New Day, and because New Day, out of all these, I feel like New Day is the only team that's been featured in the main event. New Day, they closed the show before they kicked off the show, before they've been featured in the middle of the show. They've held tag team belts. They cut the best promos. They have good matches. Kofi was in the Money in the Bank match, so he's considered. I think they're considered main eventers, really. For being a tag team and tag team champions, I think that they're a main event tag team at times, main event trio. Yeah, no doubt, and they put up one of the best matches of the year at TLC. So, no doubt, are they the winners? Joe, I'm pretty sure your mind's made up for this, but go ahead and tell me why New Day is Tag Team of the Year.
Okay, Kyle. I'm sorry. You thought I was gonna pick New Day, didn't you? But I'm gonna swerve it. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Lucha Booties! No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm gonna go with the New Day here. That's very obvious. If you follow me on my Twitter... Hey. Kyle, shut up. I'm doing my Twitter plug. If you follow me on my Twitter at @officialAEW, you would know that I am a huge New Day mark. Very big fan of theirs, and I know I sound biased, but I mean, I agree with what Kyle was saying there. They really have been around the entire course of the year. The first teams that I ruled out were the Lucha Booties and Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and I'm a big fan of both Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, as well as the Lucha Dragons, but both of them were as far as Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, Kidd was injured for most of the year, but no doubt, like Kyle said, they revamped the tag team division, but they weren't around enough, in my opinion, to be up for Tag Team of the Year, or at least win it. They should be up for it, and they are. Same with Lucha Dragons. I could see them possibly winning it next year, and I think they're definitely going to be up for it next year and possibly win. They're on a good roll right now. Currently, I'm liking them. I'm becoming a fan of theirs. And the next team that I roll out is the Usos for similar reasons to Tyson Kidd.
What about the damn extension?
Yeah, what about Connor and Victor? Hopefully they're going to be up for it next year, if they still have jobs. But the Usos, yeah, I ruled them out for the same reasons as Kidd and Cesaro. Injury to Jimmy or Jay, whichever one. I think it was Jimmy. but someone out there is like, no, it's Jay. Anyway, yeah, I rolled them out. So the top two here, yeah, that's the top two now. This is, shit. The New Day and the Primetime Players. I already said who I was having winning this, but the New Day win over the Primetime Players. Primetime Players have really did well this year, no doubt about it, since returning in February. They really went on a good roll and got over with the crowd and became champions. They were really good champions. They defended it well. They were in very decent matches. So no doubt about it, they are in the top two. But New Day just takes the cake and eats it. Big E, big. So yeah, my favorite tag team wins it. Not just because they're my favorite, but they're my favorite because they're the best. New Day rocks. All right, here we go. What's the next?
All right, let's move.
Yeah, let's
move.
Move.
Right on here.
We're already an hour.
Return of the year is next, guys, and this is basically an award that whoever, like, the return of a superstar who's been gone for a while, and what was the biggest surprise out of these five. Here are your candidates. We got the Dudley Boys on Raw, Chris Jericho at Night of Champions, Alberto Del Rio at Hell in a Cell, Matt Kane on, I believe that was Hell in a Cell. No, that was a Night of Champions, right?
Yep.
And then Sting on Raw. Now this one's, Joe, go ahead, actually. Let me just talk about this for a minute. So basically, all five of these returns are really good in my opinion. Dudley Boys, what a great moment for them to come back to the tag team division. Jericho to be the mystery partner, Del Rio to win the championship, Kane to finally attack Rollins, and Sting to just be there. So, Joe, man, you have a lot of good returns on your hands here. I think these were the perfect five. Undertaker is obviously what a return. He made a Battleground. That should have been there as well. But I think that these five are really good company, like replacements if Taker's not there. So go ahead and give me your, who you think's going to win who's your winner of this award.
Yeah, like you said, very good five candidates here, and like you mentioned, Undertaker probably should have been involved in here, because I remember really being excited about that one, and no, you were not in the same room as me for Battleground this year, or last year. But anyway.
Year before?
So anyway, yes, very good returns here. The most shocking ones, the ones that I immediately roll out would have to be the Kane one at Night of Champions. Sorry, I was really trying to remember. New Day. Kane at Night of Champions. Masked Kane, Demon Kane. The next one would be Chris Jericho at Night of Champions. I mean, although that was a very good return, it's one that wasn't absolutely shocking. Like Jericho returns are always surprising, so people catch on oh, there's supposed to be someone returning. It's Jericho. So I don't know. It was a big moment for sure, but I rolled out. Another one is I think you're
down to big three, bro.
And what are those three? Please remind me.
Dudley, Del Rio, and Sting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are the top three for sure. Faux show. The next one that I'm going to take out is Sting. For the main reason is that, and this was, by the way, because Sting returned many times this year, but this one was for the night after SummerSlam.
He returned once this year, you idiot.
No, not true. Remember the whole picture of Sting situation? Remember that, Kyle?
That's a picture of Sting. No, it's a damn statue.
Yes, the statue incident was the one that we're talking about here. I take that out because everyone knew that Sting was going to be underneath of there. Pretty much everyone did, except for Kyle, because he's slow.
You're absolutely right. Yep. Okay, let me get into mine. What's your pick? Come on.
Okay, my pick is very tough. a couple months before this happened, I would have told you Dudley's, but I'm gonna have to go with Del Rio. I don't know though. I might change it. Oh God.
Del Rio's was a double return. I mean, we had Zeb come back after 15 years of inactivity. So.
Yes, he's still recovering from a huge super kick from Rusev. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and change it. You go ahead and make your choice, and I'll go back to it. I'll listen. I might copy yours, but we'll see. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. These 5 are great. You know, Chris Jericho is probably my all-time favorite wrestler ever. So, you know, it was a phenomenal return. But for me, man, when it comes down to it, you know, these are 5 great ones, but you can only pick one. And for me, the way I look at a surprise return is that you have to be legitimately surprised. You have to be legitimately happy, and then 2 is that person who returns has to go on and do good things. You just can't, like, that's why I don't like one-night returns. I've never been a big one-night return guy, and none of these really were. I mean, Jericho kind of, but for me, I think the winner should be of surprise return of the year should be the Dudley Boys, just because of who they are. They came back. They made a statement. I remember them coming out. You know, I remember when the lights went off. I thought it was Chris Jericho at first time, or I thought it was Chris Jericho, I thought it was Jericho when they came out. I was like, what the hell is Jericho doing here? Then all of a sudden, the Dudley Boys come out, and you know, this was something that was rumored because I remember Bubba Ray had been rumored that he could come back to WWE, but nobody knew that it was actually going to be the Dudleys together back, and at the same time, it was over 10 years that they had been in WWE before. And that's a long time. You know, we had just seen Del Rio. We had just seen Jericho. We had just seen Kane. You know, Sting, we had seen him earlier. So, no doubt in my mind, Dudleys are the winners. You know, they came back. They went on the feud with New Day. And I think that they definitely are a big part of New Day becoming Tag Team of the Year, actually. You know, so they contributed to a different team winning an award. And that's why, no doubt, Dudleys surprise return of the year. It shocked me. It surprised me. I remember that night perfectly. And, you know, and that's another thing, you know, about all these awards, that you have to remember that actually happened. You know, I don't remember Del Rio's as much anymore. Like, even though it was recently, I do, but, like, I feel like in 10 years or 5 years, I'm going to remember the Dudley Boys returning on Raw just because they're the bigger name. You know, Del Rio, great. You know, he won a championship in return. You know, he deserves to win, too. All 5 of these guys. Hell, you know what? If Jericho won, I'd be happy with that. Hell, if Kane won, I'd be happy with that. But when it comes down to it, the winner of this award for me is the Dudley Boys. Return at Raw to attack the New Day. So.
All right.
There you have it.
I haven't made my choice yet. I was listening to what you said. I'm going to have to agree with you. And I probably knew I was going to, because I needed more, like, more of an opinion, second opinion. At first, I was going to go with Del Rio, because... And I was going to say this, and then I almost changed it back. I was going to say Del Rio because we haven't seen him in WWE for so long. And then I was like, wait, we haven't seen the Dudleys in over 10 years. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and shorten it and say I agree with what you're saying. Dudley Boys should win that. Period. Okay, going to the next one here. What do we got?
All right, we are now on to our 4th return. Now, this is the OMG. If nobody knows what that means oh my
goodness.
Goosebumps. OMG, Memento of the Year. Now, basically, this is a moment that just made you say OMG. It made you say, whoa, that just happened? Yes! A moment that you should remember for years, and a moment that was very, very special. Now, the candidates for the OMG Shocking Moment of the Year are as follows. Brock Lesnar's attack on the Crew. Anybody remember when he did that? On Raw, he attacked Michael Cole. He attacked... And took out everybody. The TLC 3-way tag match. The Wyatts attacking Undertaker at Hell in a Cell after his match with Brock Lesnar. And then a couple cash-ins. Seth Rollins cash-in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31. Sheamus' cash-in at Survivor Series on Roman Reigns. Now, you know what? I'm going to kick this one off because this award is more easy for me than anything. Now,
Yeah.
once again, great job from WWE. These are 5 very, very good candidates. I might have not put the TLC tag match in there. You know, I was saying to Joe earlier, that's more of an extreme moment of the year.
That's what I said, but yeah.
But still deserving of it. Great match and whatever. But in my opinion, the winner of this award will and should be Seth Rollins cash in at WrestleMania 31. Now, man, you know what? You want to talk about making a WrestleMania. You want to talk about being the moment of WrestleMania. Not just the OMG moment of the year. In my opinion, this was one of the greatest moments to happen in WWE in a very, very long time. I've even thought in my mind, hell, this might be the best cash-in since Edge's cash-in of John Cena 10 years ago, or 9 years ago. Or probably 10 years ago today, because he did it in December. So, in my opinion, this is just the category that is probably the easiest to me. I don't even have a second choice for this. I had a second choice for the first 3. It's just so clear, clear as day that Seth Rollins moment, this is what really launched him as a main eventer. Even though the January match did, but this is what made him the champion. And, in my opinion, he would have went on to have a 435-day reign. So, but unfortunately, an injury hurt him, and his title reign was cut short. But what a way to kick it off! What a way to do the heel move. To cash in on Roman Reigns. He was a guy that cashed in on Roman Reigns before Sheamus did, and even get into the match. That was the first time that he had actually gotten into the match, not like did it after the match. That makes it even more historic. It's a historic moment. It's a moment that will be remembered for a long time, and it's probably going to be Seth Rollins' best career moment, just like it was Edge's, and just like it was so many others. That's what made CM Punk's career. That's what made Edge's career.
Who? CM who?
So there you have it. Pretty easy for me. All right, Joe, go ahead and disagree with me. Let's go.
Alright, disagree. No, did you mention that Seth Rollins' title reign was 435 days?
I'm saying that's what it would have been if he wouldn't have gotten injured.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I thought it was for a second. I was like, whoa, that's one better than that UFC fighters. Anyway, yes. I'm just gonna go ahead shorten it, because this video is like on pace for so long, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yes, I agree with you, one of the best moments in history, and, it was one that a lot of people were kind of expecting, but weren't. We were like, is he gonna cash in tonight? It's WrestleMania, it's a big moment, but it's still, the fact that it still shocked people, the fact that it still had a big, the fact that it was still a big moment, even with rumors of it happening, is very, very critical and vital in my picking of this, and it's a moment that will be remembered for a long time. Okay, next category, please. Let's hurry. We gotta go. Haha, Paul Heyman,
Yeah.
Battleground pre-show. Alright.
Alright, let's keep going. Now basically the next category we're going to do is the Extreme Moment of the Year. Now this is an award basically that it's extreme, man. It defines what WWE is, man. World Wrestling Extreme.
Yep.
Yes, and this is the moment where basically guys go off a weapon, guys can go off, they're extreme, they defy the rules. Alright, here are our candidates for Extreme Memento of the Year. Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker's brawl on Raw after Battleground. Luke Harper's powerbomb to Dean Ambrose through a ladder at WrestleMania 31. Seth Rollins eats John Cena's nose on episode of Raw. TLC, Roman Reigns attacks COO Triple H. And then Neville jumping on Superstars on SmackDown. Then everybody remembers that. That's your win. It's like no disrespect to Neville. What a great rising talent. But let's go, Joe. You got the 5 candidates. Who wins this award, man? Who was the Extreme Moment of the Year? Great candidates, man.
I'm gonna stop wasting people's time and just eliminate one eliminate the candidates one by one. I'm just going to go ahead and tell them like it is. I'm going to have to go with, what was that first one? What's the first one you read off?
The first one is the Brock Lesnar and Undertaker brawl.
Okay. That was very big, but the one that I'm going to go with here is the TLC Roman Reigns going batshit on Triple H. And I know a lot of you are like, come on, that just happened. What are you talking about, Joe? The thing is, I know a lot of people have a different definition for the word extreme. They're like, it has to involve weapons. It has to, well, this actually did, technically, steel chair, but whatever.
A kendo stick.
Kendo stick.
A
Cheese,
chair, actually.
cheese grater, yeah. Anyway. It did, but it wasn't, like, bloody or bone-crushing, but it was at the same time. Whatever, you all are getting so bored right now. I'm gonna go with this one basically because of the long-term effect, because it was such a big moment, and I even sent out a tweet on my Twitter account, which you may or may not heard of before, at official AEW, and that night I had said what the date was of it, 12/13/15, the day that Roman Reigns got over. That's the last tweet I sent for TLC, because just 11 months ago at the Royal Rumble, Philadelphia was booing the shit out of Roman Reigns. They all hated him, they hated his guts, and I'm sure that some people probably were booing at TLC, but, they were very outnumbered. A lot of people are now on Roman Reigns' side, and it's because of this incident as well as the recent Vince McMahon incident on Raw. It's crazy saying that. Vince McMahon incident on Raw, 2015. That's crazy, but it's really helped him get over, and basically because, they had him beat the hell out of two people that the IWC just makes fun of on a constant basis, even though Reigns is also made fun of on a constant basis.
Sheamus is not made fun of.
I never said Sheamus, but
Sheamus, he beat the crap out of Triple H and Sheamus. Who else did he beat the crap out of?
I mean, I know you're a big fan of Sheamus, but the thing is now,
I like him,
fella. A lot of people are not fans of him. He's a really good heel because he's a legit one. He's one that makes you want to boo him. Are you not entertained? And
right.
I think it was a big moment. It was very extreme. Like, once you thought it was over, he went back and speared him, and Stephanie was like, no! And, so, yeah, big moment. Go ahead, Kyle. What's your pick?
Well, yeah, absolutely. What a great pick. I said absolutely a lot in this video just because you're so good at this. You're so good at making his voice, man.
I've been told I'm the best.
Great pick, but, for me, I'm actually going to go with something different, to tell you the truth here, man, and not because I don't like Roman Reigns, because I don't like him, but I don't hate him, man. He's just one of them guys I'm indifferent about. He's one of those guys I haven't raced to the front to see or whatever. He's just one of those guys that are kind of there that I should be a big fan of or I should hate a lot, but I don't be of it. But that really has nothing to do with this award. It's just the fact that there's somebody who I feel like deserves it more, and that is the Brock Lesnar Undertaker brawl on Monday Night Raw, because I remember when he came out of Battleground, and I remember thinking after Battleground, man, Raw tomorrow night's going to be insane. Something insane's going to happen. Something that's off the wall is going to happen that we're never going to see again, and it's so true. Brock Lesnar and Undertaker, what a brawl. Just Lesnar came down and just started going ham on, and Undertaker and Lesnar ran at each other. It was a brawl. The whole roster couldn't separate them, which is so unrealistic, as we were saying earlier, off camera. But it was insane. It tore the house down. It set up a phenomenal bout at SummerSlam, and then they ended up having another great bout at Hell in a Cell, and it ended up being establishing the rivalry of the year, which, spoiler alert, there you go. We just got 2 awards done in one, because not only is it my extreme moment of the year, but I also think that Brock Lesnar Undertaker is the rivalry of the year, and just because this is something you'll never see again. You might never see Undertaker in a match again, to tell you the truth, guys. And you might have one more. But to end it out with somebody like Brock Lesnar, the guy that broke the streak, and to continue this feud after over a year is phenomenal. And it's just a feud that was great. And, you know, Undertaker coming back, you know, even though he lost to Brock Lesnar, doesn't make it any different. It was a feud that nobody won. It was a feud that was fun. It was a feud that was historic. So there you have it, Joe. And I've already named my rivalry of the year. So here are your candidates for that. You got Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns, John Cena versus Rusev, Team Bella versus Team Bad versus Team PCB, and then Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. And along with Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, who is your pick for rivalry of the year?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you right off the bat. I'm just going to tell you that's who I agree with, and mainly because, and I'm going to be completely honest, because this is our YouTube channel, and I'm not on WWE TV, but I think that the rest of them are really stupid, but at the same time, they're not. You look stupid. No, they really do, because a lot of them, I was telling Kyle earlier off camera, happened earlier in the year. I know they were all big feuds, and nothing really has happened since then except for Lesnar Taker later in the year. But a lot of these, like when you were reading them off, and when I looked at them earlier, I was just shaking my head at all of them. Really, it was really an easy process of elimination there. Team Bad versus Team PCV. PCV. What does the V stand for? PCB and Team Bella. That immediately no, it really didn't happen. I mean, it did, but it didn't. Whatever. I'm drunk. Gary Thorne. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just gonna go with it because it was one that people will always remember. It was one that had great matches back to back. Orton versus Rollins is probably second. But because that was a very intriguing feud, but it didn't really last that long. It did, but a lot of it stemmed from 2014, and I'm just more of a fan of Undertaker versus Lesnar. They made a big impact this year against each other, and that's why. So next question.
All right, Joe, I want you to go ahead and I want you to look at your watch real quick.
Hold on. Okay, I got it. What?
Adjust it real quick and tell me if you see anything.
Okay, I'm adjusting it. I don't really know what this is leading to. Just go ahead, Kyle.
Let me look at it. The John Cena Open Challenge starts now, and that is the next award that we are predicting. The John Cena United States Championship Open Challenge match of this very year. Now, this was a big thing for WWE this year. So many challengers came after this championship, and until the U.S. Open Challenge finally came to a halt when Alberto Del Rio defeated Cena for the championship. We've seen many men, the likes of Stardust, Bad News Barrett, Del Rio, Kane. We've seen so many, Big Show. We've seen so many superstars of so many different abilities cash in on John Cena, or not cash in, but cash in on the opportunity. So, and here are the candidates the WWE decided to give us. Dean Ambrose, Neville, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro. All right, we're going to get over to Joe to kick this one off. I think it's respectable for him to kick it off. So, Joe, go ahead. Who put together the best match against John Cena?
Oh, jeez, of course you're going to me. Hold on, I have to, I'm pulling up here, my screen, just so I don't have to keep going back to you. Which one did you say was, hold on, 1 second. You know, all of these, I saw them earlier, and I listened to you. I actually did listen to you this time, and, they were all very great nominees. There's not one I would really take out. All of them very well decided by whoever decides this. The first one that I'm going to take out here would have to be Cena versus Ziggler, and the reason for this is because I do not remember this match taking place at all. I'm sure many people probably do, but I just really don't remember this. I kind of do, but I don't know. I just don't, and it doesn't have a long-lasting effect, obviously, on me. The next one would be uh, Cena versus Sami Zayn, and the reason for this is no disrespect to Sami Zayn, no disrespect to John Cena, but this match really isn't that memorable. The only reason that I remember it is because Sami Zayn made his, I guess you could say, debut. I mean, it's his main roster debut, I guess. And, I mean, it was a great match from what I remember, but it'll be remembered for that and Sami Zayn injuring his shoulder, starting to before the match, and then completely injured his shoulder midway through the match, and the match didn't really have that good of a pace after that, and rightfully so. I mean, you're not going to go all out after breaking something, but it's just part of it. I'm getting rid of it. The next one I'm going to have to take out is Cena versus Neville. I remember this being a great match. I remember being like, ooh, match of the year. But, I don't really, I'm not going to remember this next month. Like, if you ask me about it on January, you all don't know when we're recording this. I don't know when this is going up. No, anyway, February, but if you ask me, I'm not going to remember it, really. It'll sound familiar, but no. Next one.
Let's go. Hurry it up. Come on.
I really should hurry it up. Okay, I'm just going to go with Cena versus Cesaro here. I remember this one a lot more than the Ambrose one. I remember them just tearing the house down. It went on for like a really long time. If this is the one, because they faced each other a couple times, but both of them were fantastic. I think this is the one that went on for like a good half hour on Raw. It was really awesome. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. I know you want to talk.
Yeah, you're right. There was a couple Cesaro Cena matches. I think one was interrupted by Kevin Owens, and another one was like not finished. But yeah, absolutely. I remember this one against Cesaro. He won the triple threat match to beat Rusev and Owens. No, he might have not, but I do remember he got this match somehow, and it tore the house down. It was so good. I'm a huge Cesaro fan. I mean, he's not boring. He has a great character, and I can't wait till he comes back. I think he'll be back very, very soon. And this was a part. I think it was a tale of three Cesaros this year, man. He went from being low on the card to being a great tag team wrestler to being a championship contender. I mean, phenomenal how he works, man. And no doubt in my mind is he's the winner of this award now. No doubt, what a match they had. I do remember the exact match you're saying, and one thing about the reason that this match has to be a match of the year is that you have to think in the back of your mind that he legitimately had an opportunity to beat John Cena. Like, I didn't think Ambrose was going to win. I didn't think Sami Zayn was going to win. I didn't think Neville was going to win. Or, hell, I didn't even think that Dolph Ziggler was going to win. Somebody I don't even think you mentioned. So, no doubt, is Cesaro the guy. He could have won that match. I wish he would have, but, hey, as long as you put up a good match, you're good in my book, and definitely was very, very good. So, Joe, we're finally in the bottom two.
Finally.
Let's get this one done, man. This is awesome moment of the year. Now, here is our 5 candidates. Randy Orton's RKO on Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 31. The introduction of the Divas Revolution, which featured the debut of Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. The Shield reunion that also featured Seth Rollins at Payback. Rusev's facial expressions at Payback, and then Seth Rollins' car being destroyed by Brock Lesnar that he gave to J&J Security. So, I'll go ahead and I'll kick this one off. Sorry, Rock. Rock's in this one, not Rusev, by the way. But, for me, this one was really kind of easy. I do remember the whole car being destroyed, but that's not a wrestling moment, man. This has to be a moment that's going to impact the industry for years to come. A moment that you said, this is truly awesome. This is a fun moment. This is something that's going to be historic for years. And the reason that I'm going with this is because hashtag give Divas a chance. The Divas Revolution, I remember that night perfectly. Becky Lynch came out, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Stephanie McMahon said there has to be a change, and then the change was brought to us. Look how many moments this moment has brought this year. Charlotte's becoming a great Divas champion. Paige is a great heel worker now. Becky Lynch is there. Sasha Banks is getting cheered like crazy, and yeah, no doubt in my mind is this one of the best moments of WWE this year. So, disrespect to the other candidates, no. I mean, the violent car incident, not wrestling. Orton's RKO was awesome, but we've seen so many great RKOs. The Shield reunite at Payback was just so quick that like nobody really remembers it. I mean, I particularly remember it because I've seen it live, but it's not that great of a moment. And The Rock, maybe. I think The Rock's definitely deserving of it. If he would win that award, I would be happy with that. Just because Ronda Rousey was such a big thing at the time. Now she's a loser. So, Joe, this is also moment of the year, something that you are not, but give us who's going to win that Slammy.
That was very weird. Something you are not. What? Anyway. Yes, I liked what you were saying. The top two here, I'm just going to skip right to it. The rest were crap. The top two, in my book, are the Divas Revolution, like you picked, and The Rock and Ronda Rousey moment at WrestleMania. Thanks. The one that I'm going to go with here, here goes Joe agreeing with Kyle again. I'm going to go with the Divas Revolution beginning. And, at first I was going to say The Rock and Ronda Rousey, just because I think it's one that will be memorable, but then you pointed out how it was truly a big start to, it was a new beginning for women's wrestling on the main roster. It's now featured more than ever, I'd say, definitely, and it's a moment that people will remember more, because I don't think there's going to be any follow-up to The Rock, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon, Ronda Rousey. I just don't see it happening. I mean, we could possibly see The Rock against Triple H this year, or next year, rather, at WrestleMania 30, which number are we on? 32. And it's a possibility, but for now, I'm going to have to say that night that the Divas Revolution began. Big debuts, and it was good to see Sasha Banks, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch debut, and our top stars right now. So, on to the next one, and I already know what's next.
Yeah, and we are finally there, guys. If you guys stuck around with us this long, we appreciate it. But I wonder if maybe Joe will put some timestamps in the description of this video to see when we get to each award. If you want to watch one award particularly, you don't have to watch this whole video. It's going to be probably an hour. But finally, we are here for the Wrestler, Superstar, Performer of the Year. Now, this is an award interesting by WWE. It is not a group of people. Now, there's not like 5 or 6 candidates. It's you can vote for anybody. Basically, all you got to do is go on Twitter, say, for example, your Superstar of the Year is Dean Ambrose. You go Dean Ambrose, hashtag Superstar, and then hashtag Slammy. That's all you got to do. And so I believe it's only eligible to Superstars. We're not sure about Diva of the Year. We'll talk more about that whenever. But Superstar of the Year now, I decided just to write down my 5 candidates, just kind of to have a bit of a group to decide from. So my Superstars of the Year are Zack Ryder, Yoshitatsu.
Here we go.
Dean Ambrose. Psych, no, for real. But
Dean Ambrose. You throw them in there. Yeah, okay.
Here are my 6. I decided to narrow it down to 6, with that being Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Dean Ambrose, Sheamus, Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens, which is 7. And because I think we had done a top 10 Superstar of the Year so far, and they were probably our top 7, or at least all 7 of them were in the top 10. And for these 7 guys, really the way I look at Superstar of the Year is the guy that made this business what it was all year, which was had the best matches, had the best feuds, had a championship reign or whatever, was the guy. And I'm really still not sure who this is now. It's clear I'm a big Seth Rollins fan. I'm a big Dean Ambrose fan. I like Roman Reigns. I like Sheamus. I like Brock Lesnar. John Cena can even be up there. But even, Kevin Owens, who I think is sure as a hell a top 3. So, you know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to point my finger over to Tennessee, and I'm going to ask Joe. Go ahead.
I like what you were saying there, your top 7. And I agree with it. I agree with it. One person that I would probably add in there is the Honky Tonk Man. I think that I would like to vote for him because he's cool, he's cocky, he's bad. He's just the Honky Tonk Man. I got my hair slicked back. Anyway. Now, okay, enough of the jokes. Okay, I'm gonna vote for Bo Dallas. No, R-Truth. No, Hornswoggle. No, El Torito. No, Diego. Just Diego. Tarzan 101. Okay, enough of the jokes. You all are so sick of me. I'm literally sick right now. That's why I sound weird. Weirder than normal. I already know who you're gonna pick. Like, I already know it. And if people have watched videos in the past, they already know who you're gonna pick. It's very obvious, Kyle. I don't think you're being so sneaky. Anyway, I'm just gonna cut right to it. This guy was the guy. I'm gonna repeat what you said because I know you're picking him too. He was in so many memorable matches. He had the long title reign. In my opinion, he is WWE. He is Mr. Monday Night. Sorry, RVD, smoking pot over in Colorado. This guy is, he has a TV show named after him, and it's Monday Night Rollins. I'm going to have to go with Seth Rollins for Superstar of the Year. He has done so much in 2015. We really started to see him emerge in 2014 as a real main event guy, obviously with the Plan B thing. And it went on from there. And 2015 is, I'm hoping that he has better years to come. But right now, obviously, this is the best year of his career, and it's been very memorable. He's really made 2015 a great year in WWE. So many moments. Like, look at how many things he was up for in the Slammys that we talked about. There's even more that I'm sure he's probably up for as well. He called Johnny Manziel Johnny Idiot Face. Come on. That's Superstar of the Year material. And I'm just going to have to go with him. I think that everyone watching at this point is a true fan, and they know all about Rollins. They know that he deserves it, or they don't, but they're trash. But Kyle, go ahead and tell us Seth Rollins. Go ahead.
Right, and I enjoyed what you were saying. And tell you the truth, man, Seth Rollins was somebody who was obviously in my mind, my favorite wrestler, no doubt. But I definitely had other names considered. Dean Ambrose, no doubt. Because one thing I like about Superstar of the Year is, yeah, his championship reign, yeah, what impact he made. Rollins made the biggest impact. At the same time, who wrestled the whole year? Who didn't get hurt? Who was there the whole entire year? And that's why Dean Ambrose was the guy who I believe should be a very, very close second. And if he would actually walk away with Superstar of the Year, I would be so happy. Because I feel like Dean Ambrose should have been the guy that should have broke out of the Shield. That should have been the champion first. That should not be in Dean Ambrose, or that should not be in Roman Reigns' shadow. He should be the WWE champion right now. And he should have been the WWE champion. He should have been the authority role instead of Rollins. But I'm glad he's not, because he's a great face. And then another guy, Kevin Owens, man, what a year he's had. I say if he debuted at the Royal Rumble, if he debuted a little bit earlier, he'd be the Superstar of the Year. There's my 2016 Superstar of the Year for you, Kevin Owens. But yeah, you're right, man. Seth Rollins, what a superstar. We've talked about him so much in so many videos. Everything he's done has been fantastic. He held the WWE Championship for the majority of the year. Best cash-in ever. Match of the year. So many other things that he's done. Moments of the year. Feuds of the year. He's done it all, and I cannot wait until he returns next year. And I hope that he's at the Slammys. Let's hope But yeah, man, there you go. And Seth Rollins is my superstar of the year, with Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose showing some consideration. So, there you go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Indeed. Very good video. Very good ending. So, should we close it out here?
Yeah, we're done, dude, unless you want to include commentator of the year, JBL.
No, I was thinking, Booker T. No, I'm just kidding. He's terrible. Anyway, let's end it here. We're not going to do a long outro because you all are probably tuned out by now. If you were even tuned in the first place. For the people that left early, screw you, because you all can't hear me right now. Anyway, follow us on Twitter that you see on the bottom of the screen at Official AEW, at Kyle Smith AEW. Go ahead and subscribe below for more future AEW videos. You never know what's going to be uploaded next. Probably nothing. And go ahead and like the video, comment who you think should win each one, or tweet to us and we'll retweet you and, you know, give you a cookie and whatever. And a good old cookie. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it. We thank you.
Whoa.
Huh?
How dare you stop this video without letting the AEW champion speak? Hell, I run things over here, so you better shut your mouth, Junior. Thank you all for watching. This is AEW.